Hi everyone, Tracy Duran here. There's something I wanted to share with you. It's another weird little nuance. One of my favorite words. Weird little nuance of mine, where again, where I try to be as accurate as possible with my book. There's a part in my story where my two characters, Marie and Ruby, go out to lunch, and this at this little luncheonette, and basically, it's based in 1941. So in the area around has a lot of factories and even a CB&Q, which is the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Railroad railroad workers, where they built and fixed trains at the Roundhouse, which is now Two Brothers Roundhouse, which was formerly Walter Payton's Roundhouse. So, but this little weird nuance of mine I want to share with you. Um, in the story where the girls walk into the luncheonette, as I'm describing it, um, I wanted to have a jukebox in there, and but I had to figure out what kind of jukeboxes were at that time period. And obviously, the first jukebox that people think of is Wurlitzer. Um, Obviously, in this little luncheonette, it's just a weird, cute little hole in the wall kind of luncheonette. They're not going to have a Wurlitzer. Wurlitzers are pretty expensive. So I had to look up what kind of jukeboxes were available at that time period, and not one that was built in 1941. I had to think, because a lot of things, obviously are already well established. So, in the story, so, this little luncheonette's probably been around for, um, let's say, several years, maybe 10 years. So I had to go back a few years to the type of jukebox I needed. So I did a little research on jukeboxes on YouTube, and went into this crazy wormhole and probably spent almost 5 hours, give or take a little bit, um, on jukeboxes. Now I have the craziest information now on how jukeboxes work and how the really neat, lights turn around and everything, and how they figured out their top tens and everything. But now I have established, what kind of make, what kind of model, type of jukebox I have in my little luncheonette, even though it's in this little bit of my story. Um, but it just goes to show you how dedicated I am with trying to get accurate information. So the jukebox I picked out is a Rock-Ola jukebox, which is not as expensive as a Wurlitzer, but it's in the price range that a local establishment would have at that time. And what's even neater is that Rock-Olas were originally made in Chicago, so it all fits in. So it's just again, one of those neat little fun things I get to do with my research and everything, for this lowly little jukebox in this probably lowly little corner, little dirty corner in this luncheonette, that just smells of food and cigarette smoke, cigar smoke, because there's all these dirty guys in there during lunchtime on their lunch break, so they probably smell of like diesel and smoke and all that. So it's just real play on the senses, but it's just has that fun little thing. Plus the music that's being played in it. That was another thing I had to think of, because of obviously you can't have music from 1941 in that jukebox. Think back to when you were younger, what kind of music was in the jukeboxes? It was always oldies, or it was always songs from a few years prior. So that was another thing I had to look up, was the music and what I would deem would be appropriate for that particular jukebox to be playing, and the kind of songs that the girls bring up in my story. It's just a fun little part and everything. And but yeah, it's just another one of those fun little things I wanted to share with you. But yeah, it's like I went all the way into how Rock-Olas work. I found out that Rock-Olas and Wurlitzers are almost the same. Wurlitzers have more pizzazz to them, and Rock-Olas are basically like your working man's jukebox. The Rock-Ola has less equipment, mechanical equipment on the inside than a Wurlitzer, but it's basically like the Wurlitzer is obviously the Cadillac of jukeboxes. The Rock-Ola is like your Chevy or Ford of or whatever your preference is of jukeboxes. So, but yeah, like I said, it's just a little tidbit of the things I do. I hope it's something that would be worth it. I think it will be worth it, you know, just because it just ties in with the story so well. And it's just one of those things where I'm just extremely picky, and I hope it's good that I'm picky. And but it's just, again, a little thing that I wanted to share with y'all. I hope you have a good day. It is February 2nd. We just got over a polar vortex here in the Chicago area. So I got to hunker down for a few days. My work was closed for a few days, so got me to do research again and put some videos together and all that, and put some more of my story together. So made use of that time. So yeah, but again, friends, wish you a good day, and stay warm and stay safe. Ta-ta. Bye-bye.